Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm exceptionally excited to make this video today. Not because there's anything awesome going on, but just because of the fact that I just feel so happy with myself. I actually just came back from my hairstylist. She toned down a little bit the yellow that I had in my hair, and honestly I just feel great about it. But the only reason I'm talking about my hair is because I wanted to share with you guys something that has been close to home with me, and really that I could tell you right now. My hairstylist is such an amazing person that if you find yourself in Toronto and you're looking for a new hairstylist, Hair Unlimited is the place to go. Roxana is such a great person. She's so helpful, and honestly she's been the person that really has emotionally helped me with my hair situation. When I'm telling you hair, I'm telling you the fact that I'm one of the unfortunate yet fortunate people to have been diagnosed with PCOS. So those who don't know what that is, PCOS is polycystic ovary syndrome, and due to the cause of my hormonal imbalance, my hair has fell out of my head twice. So I'm telling you, I went completely bald. And if it wasn't for her to being such a great friend and basically coach, and has made me feel comfortable with my own skin, I wouldn't even know what to do, because honestly she's just such a great person. But anyways, why I'm talking about this is because if you're one of those girls that have been diagnosed with PCOS and are just the lucky one to say, I just don't get my period on time, wow, I'm so happy. I wish I was like that, but unfortunately I'm one of the people that have had it or have been hit hard with PCOS. Not only that, it's, as I said, made my hair fell out. It went to points where, you know, I wouldn't get my period at all. I actually went to a point where I didn't get it for almost for a year and a half. I was diagnosed since I was 15, and honestly, this video is really put out for men and women because I want men to also know the difficulty of living with PCOS, especially if you have a girlfriend or a wife that suffers with it. It's something that you should not take lightly. It's honestly the reason, and honestly, if my husband didn't help me with it, or if he didn't understand about it, we would be consistently fighting day in, day out. And you would think it's just, well, it's just a period problem, so what's the, what's the issue? It's a huge issue because there's mood swings. Well, I'm just gonna give you a rough of my symptoms. Basically, number one, I had such an hormonal imbalances that I thought that I was pregnant. There was times where I would even have milk come out. I got the morning sicknesses, I get the pains, I get the cramping, I get everything, and I'm like, maybe I am. There's been times where I have false negatives, or false positives, not negatives, because I haven't been pregnant. But I've had moments where I just didn't know what to do. I went through, I could say, in my late teens, manic depression, and wow, like I suffered a lot when it came to this, and it's just the fact to do that my body is not working how it should. Now, those who don't know what it is, it's basically cysts in the ovaries because of the fact that it didn't ovulate. So when women usually have a little egg that gets released, and I think we all have heard that in like 5th grade. But those who don't know, every woman has a uterus, fallopian tubes, and the ovaries. So the ovary releases the egg, it goes through the fallopian tubes, attaches the cervix, and then it gets released in moments of menstrual. Well, the difference between a woman that is a natural and normal function of the body, what happens with someone that has polycystic ovaries is that egg does not develop how it should, and it stays, and it doesn't release. And once it doesn't release, there's no fluid. So we could say there's no menstruation that month. So if you were someone like me that didn't get it at all, so you would have these severe mood swings, insulin resistance, So I've told many people that I have this black pigmentation on my neck, and everybody says it's due to diabetes. So it's usually because of insulin resistance, and yes, it is post-diabetic, but thankfully I'm not. I get these weird scarring patches on my face. So I don't have a lot of makeup on, but I mean, I do have patches of darkness around the eyes, around the nose, and around the mouth, all to do with insulin. And of course, my weight does not contribute to it either, because my weight does contribute a lot to it, but the fact that I can't lose weight as some other person can. So the problem that I am now facing is that when I try, I would have to go beyond. So a normal person will take an hour in the gym. I would have to push myself for 2 hours. Well, a lot of things. It has a lot of contributions. I have to avoid a lot of foods, not eating a lot of things that have or produce a lot of testosterone. I don't even know how to explain it. There's like chemical reactions. I've noticed even when I can't eat broccoli, I eat red meat. I have avoided that. I think I haven't eaten red meat for like a couple of years now. A lot of yeast inside a lot of breads. I had to avoid it. So basically I'm trying to go towards a gluten-free diet. This is all just to maintain myself. This is not about losing anything. Losing my head a little bit, but I mean, it's been so hard because when I tell people about it, they kind of just brush it off and saying, well, you just don't get your period. And I'm just like, that's a lot. I want to get it. It's went to a point where it's like, I want to get it. And I went through I've been with countless specialists, and since the age of 15 I was diagnosed. I went to countless specialists with the medicine, everything that they have given already. I have tried and I've tried and I've tried, and the only thing I've been gaining is weight. And honestly, it's went to a point where now I just want to say it out to all y'all, is that I believe that I think I'm going to take the plunge, and I'm hopeful to take the plunge of getting gastro bypass. And it was recommended from my doctor. It's not that it was my own frolic idea. It's the fact that they have seen my countless actions and desires to lose weight and try the best that I can without, avoiding certain vitamins and nutrition and minerals, everything, because you need all that. But the thing is that when you have something like polycystic ovaries, it does take a whole global shock in your body. And this is the reason why I'm kind of directing it out also for men to know, your wife is not just a bitch. She's going through a lot of hormonal imbalances. What does this mean? And it has happened to me where I can't even say it, the actual word. I hope you guys research it because I forgot the word, but it's called androgen. Girls have estrogen, progesterone. Men have progesterone. The male hormone is the biggest component when it comes to PCOS, and unfortunately it is in a higher level in a person or a woman that has it. That means, in my case, I don't know in many other girls' cases, but in my case, I become very intolerant. I become very angry very fast. I have this hyperactive, very unsteady, uneasy, maybe irrational way of thinking or doing, and if it wasn't for my husband to actually understand it and to really have patience with me, I wouldn't know what to do, because I've lost many friends. And I know this is you could say, you could just control yourself. Like, this is nice. Like, tell a man to control himself when he gets angry. See, like, the thing is that men think that women will act in such a docile way, but when your hormones are not as how they should, instead of being very docile, you escalate and you become fuel to the fire. So I'm so thankful for having a husband that is willing to know about what is happening in my life. That he goes with me to the gynecologists, and it sounds funny, but he's interested in knowing how can he help me, how can he be a person that can influence me and be comprehensive with me, and I'm very thankful for him. So if you're with a man right now and you have PCOS and you need to tell him about it, you need to sit him down, honey, this is what's going on, I really recommend you being communicative. Communicate that with the person. The other thing, the reason why I'm saying that also is because it's harder to become pregnant. So for those girls that have been trying and having basically trying to have a child, and you know, maybe you do get your period on time, but it doesn't mean you're ovulating. Girls, heads up, just because you're ovulating doesn't mean that could be a potential baby. So when you have PCOS, you need to go directly. Let somebody actually see you and, you know, physically get in there and tell you, because yes, it is harder to get pregnant. I am not happy. Well, this is a little bit on the side note. I am the unfortunate other persons that deal when I do have my period. I deal with tremendous pain of fibroids. What this means is a huge mass of blood clots. I know I'm being very graphic, but the only reason I have to be graphic is because if you have these symptoms and you haven't even went to a professional, I do encourage you to do so, because it's not something you should be living under a rock from. Periods are the most natural and normal thing a woman can ever go through, and you need that help. You need to seek that medical advice, and there's things that could make your life so much better. What has helped me out, and unfortunately my husband had to basically have to compromise and have not a child or have a child. They did recommend Mirena for me, which is IUD, and what is that? Yeah, I believe so. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Basically, it is a birth control that goes directly into the cervix, intended for the fact that the hormone will release in its natural area. This promotes less risk for fibroid development. But all I could tell you is that not only the fact that you have to deal with women that have PCOS have to deal with dull skin, dry skin. In my case, my nails, a couple of them came off, my hair fell off, weight gain, pigmentation on the skin. I can't even say it. Oh, hair is growing in places you don't want them to. I had, unfortunately, like even till this day, I still have a lot of, how do you say it, growing of mustaches and everything. I have to be on upkeeping to be removing that. I've heard also other women that would get them in places like their chests, on their chest basically, and it's sad because nobody wants to really speak about the fact that these things are actually going on. So on the side note, out of all those things, now you're talking about characters. You have people that, you know, girls that are pretentiously are always angry, are always bitter, and it's just to know that maybe you need to have to change your diet. Like in my case, like, you know, as I said before, I'm naturally Hispanic, and we love, you know, like carnes asadas, you know what I mean? Like, which is red meat, barbecues, and everything. And I had to let go of that. I had to let go of that lifestyle. I had to stop eating a lot of natural, how do you say it? Like, as I said, like broccoli was another thing, Brussels sprouts, things that that really elevated the way that I am. So I really do recommend many people to go search it up, look it up. It is something real. Women do suffer through this, and it's not just a good card saying I'm not getting my period. Thank God, I don't have to waste money. Someone like me, I would gladly take it, because honestly, it's a natural release. It's natural, And I think all women should really, even, and it sounds horrible because people say, why would I go to a gyno if I'm a virgin? Because if you find yourself in those shoes, because that's what happened to me when I was diagnosed as 15 years old. Yes, you can still go to the gynecologist even if you're a virgin. Look, I'm telling you right now, not to feel like it's gonna be the most traumatizing event. What I'm saying is that, well, at 15, I'm telling you right now, you don't have to. Like, when you're of age, when you're like 18, 19, I don't know when's your legal age of being a woman, I do recommend it. You have to think about your health first. And if this is something that is bothering you and is continuously you're battling day in, day out with it, you should really find out. So, virgin or no virgin, if you reach the mature age where you should get a pap test, which is where you get a cervical exam, it is the most amazing way to know if you do or you do not have cancer, because remember, these things do block. It is something that happens, and I really do recommend it. So girls, time to get up, time to stand up. I'm opening or busting the door open for those people that think that this is taboo, but you can still live a healthy life. Honestly, you just need people that are understanding, that are loving. You need support, so if you guys have any questions or anything, put them down below. You guys have anything you want to comment to me about, put it down below. If anything, you guys could ask me for my personal email. I'm gladly would be able to answer you any more questions that you guys want. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I'll see you guys later.